Hey guys, Joel here. So, a week ago I went to my favorite rapper's show with a couple of my boys. We were excited to see him perform live for the first time. Zoe, my girlfriend, was also at the show with a group of her friends, but they came separately. We met up with her and her friends before the show and hung out for a bit. The energy was electric in the arena, and we were all having a great time. Unfortunately, things took a turn halfway through the show. Both of my friends had too much to drink and got freaking sick. I was pissed at them because now I'd missed some of the show, but I knew I had to take them home. I told Zoe I'd come back to get her later, but she told me not to worry. Her friend's sister would take her home after the show. I said, "Okay, text me when you're home so I know you're safe." She agreed, and I left with my idiot friends. After I returned to my apartment, one of Zoe's friends posted a photo on Snapchat with backstage passes. Zoe had never mentioned any of this to me, so I sent her a text asking if they were going to meet our favorite artist in person. I was excited for her and a little jealous. She didn't reply. I kept an eye on her friend's Snapchat story as she posted photos and videos from the rest of the concert until it ended. Then some snaps of her hanging out backstage with Zoe and her friends were shared. An hour passed without any word from my girlfriend. I assumed she was having a great time with her friends, but then a photo of a tour bus got posted and that changed everything. After about 35 minutes, the first video from inside the rapper's tour bus popped up. It showed my girlfriend and 3 other girls making out with each other while someone from the rapper's crew poured alcohol over them. After that, we saw them twerking and getting felt up by the same guy. The next video showed the rapper smoking weed before the post stopped. I think he must have made everyone put away their phones and delete any snaps they had taken, but I managed to get some screenshots before then. I had been in a relationship with Zoe for 3 years and could not believe she would do something like this to me. I woke up the next morning, still no word from Zoe. My mind was racing with possibilities of what could have happened on that tour bus with the rapper. The worst-case scenarios kept playing out in my head, making me feel sick to my stomach. I know what I saw on the Snapchat stories, and it's enough to make me want to end things with Zoe and move on. The worst part, though, is the thought of not being able to enjoy my favorite rapper's music now without thinking about what happened. About an hour later, Zoe finally texted back, and the texts kept coming. Although I was relieved to hear from her, the 30 text messages she had sent in rapid succession filled me with dread. Pushing down my anxiety, I read the first couple of messages and then placed her on Do Not Disturb. Her words seemed so sincere. "Good morning, I love you. I miss you so much. Can I come over?" I left her on read for an hour before another stream of messages started up again. Even though I wasn't even considering continuing our relationship, my heart still ached at the thought. I didn't respond to any of her messages. At this point, I just wanted to plan out exactly what I was going to say, but also make sure that I didn't explode or act in any childish manner that would leave me regretting my actions later. At last, I made up my mind to go through the messages she had sent me. Zoe admitted about not telling me about the backstage passes and then getting on the tour bus with her friends. She must have figured out that I was already aware of this fact. In reply, I sent a few long texts expressing how disappointed I felt by her behavior after 3+ years together. I asked her to meet me at a coffee shop near my apartment. I wanted to be in public so I wouldn't lose my temper, and we could both express ourselves without any issues. She reluctantly agreed. We met up and spoke for 2 hours as she told me every detail about the night before. Each word she said felt like daggers piercing through me. She shifted nervously and avoided eye contact as she reluctantly confessed that she'd made out with some of her friends and given the rapper oral. A surge of anger rose up within me. I thought it was worse than having full intercourse. She said her friends had actually had sex with him, but she had drawn the line at just giving head. Yeah, right. She told me she was absolutely wasted and would have never done something like that had she been sober. And I believe her. Not because it's something she wouldn't want to do. More like it's something she wouldn't have the audacity to do without being drunk first. As I watched Zoe cry, I couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt. She had asked me to reconsider our breakup, saying that she loved me and couldn't picture her life without me. But as I looked at her tear-streaked face, I knew that nothing could change my mind. Zoe must have gone to the bathroom at least 10 times to dry her face off, but the tears kept coming back. After she got done saying everything she needed to say, I told her that I don't look at you any differently as a person. Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe it was a mistake on your part, maybe it wasn't. I can't tell you which it is because you're the only one that knows the answer to that. What I do know is that I look at you differently as a partner now based on your actions. I thought that we could have done well together as a team, but now those days are over, and after last night I want nothing to do with you. You've betrayed my trust and made me look like an idiot. I'm not going to say that you wasted 3 years of my life because you didn't. I enjoyed the time we spent together. I learned a lot about myself throughout the process, and I think I'll be a better partner to a woman who appreciates me one day because of my experiences. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great life, Zoe. The tricky part is that we have close mutual friends, but I ended things in the way I thought was reasonable. An hour after I left the coffee shop, she started calling and texting my phone nonstop. I didn't want to hear anything else from her. As far as I was concerned, everything that needed to be said was said, so I blocked her number and blocked her on all my social media accounts. It's been a week since I ended my relationship with Zoe, and things have been going well. There had been no contact between us until last night when a mutual friend of ours contacted me on her behalf. Apparently, she had left some belongings at my apartment that she wanted back. I accepted the suggestion that she come to collect her belongings, but only if our mutual friend accompanied her. At around 7 p.m., they both arrived at my home. I had all of her items in a bag, so there wasn't any reason for her to stay longer than necessary. We only exchanged polite greetings and farewells. She apologized for everything before she left. I looked like she had accepted that we were through, and there was no possibility of reconciliation between us. I had to admit, I hadn't given her much thought since our split. I've been occupied with work lately, and it has helped to distract me. However, giving her belongings back and clearing them out of my apartment was a tremendous relief for me. It felt like I had ended one chapter in my life and started a new one. Maybe it sounds cliché, but that's the truth. Also, I won't mention the rapper's name out of respect for him, since I don't think he did anything wrong and don't want to create any negative publicity for him. Thanks for listening to my story.